Today on the table, we have a Spanish-made pistol. The brand is LLama, and it's this specific LLama, which they made a whole bunch of different ones, is a 1911 clone. So this is a 45 ACP, same thing, 7-shot, well, 8-shot, 45 ACP, and I'll go through the magazine here in a second. But so LLama Firearms, they were founded in 1904, and their initial name, or their name back then, was LLama Gabilondo was their full name. And it was two fellows that started in Basque County, Spain, or Basque Country, Spain. And they had a workshop, and it was Gabilondo and Uresti. And they, again, were the ones that founded this company. They manufactured moderate priced revolvers. That was what they started with originally. And then they worked their way into pistols like this. Or at least into magazine-fed pistols like this, but they started with revolvers. They were popular mostly in Europe and Latin America. You can see them, like South America got a lot of them as well, but that is mainly, obviously domestically in Spain, they were very popular. I think they weren't as popular, though, with Star, so you will see when you're out hunting for, cool things to collect. Star seems to get more attention. Star was in the Untouchables. There's a few pistols from Star manufacturer in that movie. Star model Bs, As, and Ms, those go for much more money used than used llamas go for. Why, I'm not sure. These are really pretty. They're really nicely made. They have walnut grips. This one, I'll go over in a minute, it has its lanyard loop still on it. This one is from 1964. This is a LLama. It's IX-A. I assume it would be a 9A is what they would call it. And this one was made from, or they made this model from 1955 to 1985. And this, like I said, is a 1964. So what happened was, though, is back in 1913, the company, their very first pistol or revolver that they made was the Radium. It was a small 6-shot self-loading pistol. It was 25 ACP. So their first actual pistol that they made was a kind of like the Colt vest pocket that we had reviewed before. That was the first one that they made, and it was the magazine was actually fixed, and you had to reload it by sliding one round in the grip panel at a time, and that exposed the mechanism. But the problem is that you could only put one in by one to fully load it, and then close the panel. And while it was an ingenious kind of idea, that it was just difficult to make, and it was not revived after the First World War. I would love to find one. I might start looking to see if I can find one, just to see how unusual they are. Because 25 ACP is a tiny round, so that would be pretty easy to slip in underneath a grip panel, or at least as like an opening, kind of like on an old school cowboy revolver, where you just have the little panel to pop open to put in the rounds and turn the barrel. But yeah, so anyways, I just thought that was kind of cool. But so the LLama trademark, though, which is what you see here on this one, they registered the LLama trademark in 1932. And the pistols with that trademark, like this, started to appear in 1933. And I think that was, Gabilondo. I think he wanted to do that because I think there was some more backlash, or just not a favored welcome of that old Ruby pistol. And there's a Radium pistol as well that they made that also didn't get as much attention, or maybe bad press. So I think he wanted to start, new in that regards. So they made a ton of different models of llamas. I think there are, in pistols like this, if I look back through their history, I think there's like 25 or 26 different models over all those years. And then on the revolver side, same thing. I think there's 15 or 20 different revolvers that they made. I will do a quick safety check on this. This is basically a 1911, as you can see here. But you can see it is not loaded in there. And then here's the magazine. The magazine is nice. It's really cool. It's a really kind of heavy metal magazine. Looks like it's branded right there at the bottom. It does have like a keyhole, like everybody likes to collect those Colt keyhole magazines. And you can see, all the rounds in it. And then I'll show you here. It has basically like a target trigger, just your standard notch sights. The front sight's very small. It does have this rail on the top. I don't know what you would use for it though, but there is a cool little rail on the top. And you can see what it says on here. So it says Gabilondo, like who's the main designer. And then it says caliber 45 and then llama. And then it does have some proof marks. I will have to look to see what those proofs are. And it has a very easy breakdown. So, I mean, you can see here. And then the idiot scratch from, whoever was the previous owner of this when they put it back together. They scratched it up, but they should have been a little bit more careful. But yeah, this one, I actually was able to find this at a local store that sold pistols. It sat there for a while, and I did a serial number search on it. But the only wear it has is just this little bit of pitting right here on the end. And it's just on one side, and I don't know if it was sitting on something. But otherwise, it's in perfect condition. Now, they made... there was a Llama 9, not a -A, just a Llama 9. Those were manufactured from 1932 to 1954. And those were, this same pistol. And it had 7-round magazine with this lanyard ring on it. It's just basically an exact copy. And then this is the A version of it, which was made from 1955 to 1985. And this just has the grip safety on it, which you can see here. That was what the addition was. So it's just pretty cool. I have not shot it. I've had it now for quite a while, and I have not shot it. And they did make a compact version, which was the B version of this. So it's just more of like a officer's model like you'd see on an old 1911. But it's just cool. It's got walnut grips. It's all original. It has like a target hammer, kind of like a Smith & Wesson revolver. It's a nice little hammer on there. It could probably have a little bit more grip to it. Maybe it's just worn. But, everything on it functions properly. It's just a cool pistol to have. So, I just wanted to let everybody know. If you have any questions or if you have one or any other Spanish-made ones, I will do some reviews. I have a 38 version of this, and then I have a few different Star models as well. And I will review those, and we'll make some videos about those here in the upcoming weeks.